will survive because there is no other option.
Well, I'm very excited for Vampire Academy. And first off, I want to know, since this was a book series and there was a movie adaptation before we got to your amazing series, were you familiar with Vampire Academy before you stepped into this world?
Absolutely. I read the books as a kid, as a young teen. I read the books and I loved it. I loved it so much. Strong characters and a lot of it's a female driven plot. And it's kind of a world that we haven't seen before in terms of different kinds of vampires and a class structure and stuff like that. So
yeah, I hadn't actually heard about the books at all before.
I don't understand that.
I don't know how, because as soon as I started telling people that, oh, in this series, it's based on these books. I don't know if you've heard it, like Vampire Academy. Everyone was like, oh my God, yes, I've read those books. But as soon as I booked it, I was like, oh my God, I need to read these books.
Yeah.
I finished the first book, I think, in like 2 days. And then I was like, oh, okay, I get the cult following.
Absolutely. I mean, wasn't it a bestseller for a little while? And it was during the Twilight era as well. So
the big vampire
there's
years.
so much stuff that you haven't heard of. I'll be like, oh yeah, this show and that show. She's like, no.
That is true. I do that.
Well, now you know about this one, so that's what's important. I do really love Rose and Lissa, like you were saying. They're really great characters. So can you just tell me a little bit about what you guys love about your characters so much?
I think that I just love how simple that Lissa is. Like, she has this simplicity about her that I don't know that I relate to as Danny, because I'm not as simple. I really do love that about her, and she's just like such a gentle soul. And she just, even when the worst is coming, I feel like for the most part, she's so level-headed and can react accordingly, in a sensible way. And
genuine and kind.
Yeah.
Me, however, Rose Hathaway, not so much. Gentle, absolutely not. She's a fighter, and she's volatile, and she can be explosive, and she can be aggressive, but she's always fighting for something that she loves or believes in, like Lissa. So, her actions are definitely justified, even if she doesn't go about stuff the right way. And sometimes she doesn't care to be kind to people, but that's okay. Her heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's why we love her. And like you were saying, this show is really so much based on all of the relationships, whether it's the romances, the friendships, the rivalries. So do you guys have a favorite relationship in the show? It can be for your character to play or just in general as a fan.
I mean, obviously, Rose's relationship with Dimitri is like a huge part of the books and everything. So I just remember reading it as a young girl, and I was like scandalized because here's this like beautiful slow burn love story that's just a little bit enemies to lovers, just a little bit. So when stuff finally happens between them, the payoff is there, and you're like, yes, oh my God, rooting for these characters.
I love the slow burn trope.
Right?
I always love it. I really like Mikhail and Sonia. I think they're really, really cute. I love their love story and like their relationship and their chemistry. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so finally, last minute, why should everybody watch Vampire Academy? What's your pitch?
Oh, okay. Vampire Academy, it's sexy, it's fun, there's so much action, there's political things. I mean, when have you seen a vampire show where there's like factional leaders and it's like there's ideas and pitches? I mean, like people wanting to take the throne within vampires. I mean,
and like a class
class
system and structure that people like, there's not a lot of class mobility, so things are quite rigid and stuck in the way that they are. And then there's young women like us who come in and kind of shake things up and get into a bit of trouble, and then try to change things and manage to make some changes for the better. So it's cool looking at it like as a society, not just the stories of two best friends,
and how these stories, even though they're told in such a fantastical way can kind of mirror what we go through and what we see
Yeah,
in our society today.
absolutely.
And there's romance and it's fun.
There's
and
action.
there's action and it's just, and it's beautiful too. It's so beautiful. I mean, look at this.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This is
So
beautiful and all practical too. No green screens. So
Yep.
they really set us up
yeah.
to win.
Beautiful. I mean, that's all you need to know, I think. So thank you for talking with me today. We are looking forward for everybody to see Vampire Academy.
Amazing. Thank you.
Ciao.